Welcome to Reci-Pizza. Looks like I'm using my favorite knife to chop some onions here. One of my favorite toppings. I will always put onions if I have them around. People are rolling away here. But I tend to just chop them up. Not too fine, but not too many chunks either. So, looks like I've chopped enough for a couple of small pizzas, so I'm going to put them in my compartment for my toppings tray. Use some on this pizza, likely the rest on the next pizza. There's my toppings tray. Got some canned mushrooms in there to use up, black olives, chunks of pineapple, which I will break up into smaller pieces. And right now I'm cutting some peppercorn salami. Salami is actually the traditional meat for pizza, not really pepperoni, although pepperoni is much more common. But yeah, this is a nice peppercorn salami that we found. Yeah, so looks like I'm cutting up these pineapple chunks. I'll often buy tidbits. They may not have had tidbits at the time, so I'm using pineapple chunks, but chopped up or broken up by hand, just as nice. Generally, I'll preheat my oven to 425. Always keep a flour bowl handy and a stainless steel bowl rather than wooden. Just what I'm used to, easy to clean. So I'm preparing my dough here now. Putting a little down on the counter as well. And pressing it out. This is one method I learned a long time ago, and I stuck with it. It's just sort of, it's not really pinching the edges of the dough. It's sort of pressing it into a bit of a wall on the outside. And now I'm stretching and twirling pretty quickly there, but generally you'll stretch the outer part of the dough ball first. The inner part of the dough ball is going to stretch itself, and you don't have to do too much to that. In fact, it's better to stay away from the middle and just focus on stretching and pulling out the dough around the outside. Not sure what kind of sauce I'm using up here, but you can go as heavy or as light as you want. Because I do a fairly thin crust on my pizzas, I'm not going too heavy with the sauce either, just because you don't want it to become soggy or be uncooked once it comes out of the oven. The minced garlic is a favorite. This looks like dried minced for this one. Some homemade, homegrown basil as well, and some chili peppers, just a few favorites. And now we're getting into the shredded cheese. This was shredded at the store, packaged as shredded. So you're getting some of that extra yummy silicone, I think, in there as well. And now placing and probably breaking up the peppercorn salami a little. just so it's not too heavy. I'm putting smaller, broken up pieces that I cut up earlier. And probably sampling a piece as I lay it out there. Here go the chopped onions on top. Red peppers roasted are next. And then my pineapple chunks that I've turned into tidbits. And that looks like it. So it's ready for the oven. Middle rack is safe. It'll give you even cooking on the top and bottom. Looks like almost near the end of the cook here. And about 15 minutes later, give or take, it's ready. Looks pretty good to me. And I chose to cut this on the wooden tabletop, which wasn't the best idea. I scored the table, unfortunately, but that is it. Try one yourself.